is any part of you like, are you sad? And is any part of you, you would have done what Cynthia wanted, I'm sure, because you're a supportive husband, but is any part of you like secretly, relieved? It's a lot of stress to be on these shows, as you know.
I like you said, whatever Cynthia wanted to do, then I'm down for it. And I completely support her. No, I didn't. I know people have been asking her, did I have anything to do with it? Nope, not at all. And I told her from the start, because one thing I will share with you is that Cynthia's like, what is this? Sometimes that can mess up your relationship, and we've seen how it messes up relationships, and I don't want that to happen. So she was willing. I said, baby, don't worry about us, because we got us. We're going to give them what they want, what they need, but at the same time, we're not going to give them everything, because we have a bubble that we don't let that many people in. So just because it's a reality show doesn't mean that you're going to go deep into our deepest secrets and we're going to give them that. And I'm not going to do stupid stuff. We're not going to do stupid stuff to give them ammunition to come at us. You know what I mean? That's the key for it. So that had nothing to do with it. But there were times when it was stressful on her. And when it's stressful on her, obviously you as a family member, her husband, to be exact, would feel that stress that she felt. And I don't want her to go through that. I don't want her to go through that stress, that pain, and arguing for no reason for somebody. Like, why am I even beefing with this person and I ain't doing anything wrong? You know what I mean? Why is she coming at me? And why is it, so yeah, there are parts of you that's like a little relieved, but I'm more excited because I know the possibilities for Cynthia when she commits to it. And she is committed to it. Right now, she's out doing Access Hollywood. When she's doing that and she's doing E and she's doing everything else and all that and all the hosting opportunities and acting opportunities, I'm excited because I know that she is only going to catapult and grow from here and become an even bigger star than she is.
I would agree with all that. How did you guys, is it because you guys both did handle it. It's kind of like you said, when Housewives is over, and it will end for everybody, like you're able to be on BNC. She's able to be on Access Hollywood. And there's 1,000 opportunities for her and you, because you never went there. Exactly what you said. You'll do what you got to, but you never showed them all. That's why you can have a career now, and she can have a career for a long time. Are you shocked that not everybody, most people don't realize that?
Yeah, you're talking about like the people that are on these reality shows?
Yeah.
And this might be a little controversial, but Cynthia didn't need the reality show to make her. There are a lot of people that are, and I'm not saying any names, but there are a lot of people that their identity is the reality show. People know who they are because of the reality show. So they need to do certain things, and I ain't saying sell their soul because it might be exactly who they are, but they need to do that in order to stay employed in a sense, right? Cynthia has never had to do that. I've always said that the thing I admire the most about her, even when I met her on Steve Harvey's show, because when they asked me to come on there just to play the game, and they said, hey, would you go on there and meet one of the Real Housewives of Atlanta? I was like, which one? Bottom line, which one? Because it matters. I'm not saying which one I wouldn't have gone on there for, but yeah, when they said Cynthia, it was like, yeah, because she's classy and she's always maintained her class. And if they ever gave out an award for reality shows, a class award for reality shows, it should be named after Cynthia, because this woman was on there for 11 years and maintained her brand intact for 11 years, despite all the drama that was happening around her. And she's coming out smelling like roses. So yeah.
You can also give a class on that too in your spare time, because I agree. Most people are known because they're on the show, and it's just, you then can't get a job afterwards. I mean, Housewives will end at some point, like everything comes to an end.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but that's why I was telling her she needed to parlay that. I told her one thing I will say is I said, because of that, everybody has an expiration date. I had an expiration date at ESPN. I could be at the worldwide, the best sports network there is, right? And sooner or later, I'm like, I need to start thinking about my exit strategy. How am I going to take that next step? When am I going to step into? Because one day they're going to come to me and say, hey, Mike, it's been great. Thank you for your service, but it's time for, we're going to go in a different direction. So before they do that, how can I set myself up to ensure that I have a smooth transition over here. So I'm a not necessarily get you before you get me, but I'm already going to be prepared for if that day happens. And hopefully I will put myself in a position that I can make that move before you even start thinking about it.
I agree with that. And since you are controversial and outspoken sometimes, you don't want to give us any names of who you didn't want to date on the Steve Harvey show or who you think has gotten messy on the Housewives over the years?
Nah, you know, I'm gonna leave that one to myself. I think some people can. Let me tell you something. I like classy women who are about their business, that love each other. You don't have to call each other bitches and hoes. And I understand that you have misunderstandings and disagreements sometimes. You ain't got to snatch nobody's wig off. You ain't got to do any of that type of stuff. But I like good, classy women who are professional and about their business, who like to have fun. And it ain't boring. It ain't boring. That's one of the things that really pissed me off about certain things. And so I will give you this. What pissed me off is some of the fans that will call Cynthia boring sometimes. And I'm like, there's a representation of all of us. Why is it that she, as a Black woman, had to go on there and cuss somebody out or be overly sexual, or nothing wrong with it, don't get me wrong, or pull somebody's wig, or sleep with somebody's husband, or call somebody out for sleeping with somebody else's husband? Why is that considered fun, exciting? And I understand that reality shows need to be a little dramatic, but what's wrong with somebody showing class, grace, and having fun and being the conduit between this side and that side right there? Because somebody like Cynthia is needed in these reality shows. So, I think she's going to be missed when you start seeing the seasons afterwards.
I think so. And that's a great point. I mean, I never really thought about it like that, but you're right. Because I mean, listen, there is that out there, boring, but you're right. Like, why is that the definition of boring if you're not pulling a wig? Like, I don't know about people who walk around in real life every day pulling wigs. So to your point, what about all these people now who are like, Cynthia was let go. This is the statement. She was like, there's that whole thing out there. I mean, I imagine you don't care like what people say online.
No. Well, they've been saying it for years too. Ever since I've been knowing her, Cynthia's been, eventually they're going to get it right? I'm like, oh, she's been fired. I mean, I was on the show with her for 3 years, did 3 seasons with her. And I remember before they started shooting the first season, that I met her and they hadn't started filming yet. There was rumors about her not coming back or whatever. So every single year that Cynthia has done a season, she said that they've had rumors that she's not coming back, she's too boring, that they're firing her or whatever. And eventually, yeah, it's going to happen. So, but she's been honest about that, is that they offered her a friend contract. You know what I mean? And but she had, and this is the God honest truth, she had already decided in her mind that, look, y'all listen, but I'm moving forward. I'm moving on because it's time for me to make that progress. And you hear her in her interviews, and I'm not telling you anything she's not telling anybody else. She said it was time. So it was time for them in a sense to, okay, we're going to go in this direction. But it was mainly her time because she had already made up her mind that she wasn't coming back to the show even before they had made the offer or whatever. But of course, out of respect to Bravo and Truly Original, she was going to listen to what they had to say. And if it wasn't anything that was like, oh, let's Cynthia, we're going to do this, and this is the direction of the show and all that type of stuff, and you don't need to do all this type of stuff, she is like, I'm already moving forward. So.
Well, from someone who studies this and who knows it, I can tell you, I think not taking a friend contract is probably the smartest decision one could possibly make. First, and two, it's like that saying, like, you don't want to be the last one at the party. So you kind of want to leave, like you said, before, it gets there. So are you going to be watching The Ultimate Girls Trip as it premieres and airs on Peacock?